Hi, my name is David Hart and I'm the CEO of the G4 Guitar Teacher Network. What I want to do here is go completely off script and just talk to you one-on-one about why you would want to join the G4 Guitar Network. What are the benefits to you? And I'm going to start off here by talking about the network effect and why the network effect is such a powerful leverage tool, if you like, in today's world. If we look around us and we think about things like, say, Uber, which is very successful at the moment, and the way that Uber has become so successful, things like Facebook and even Google, these guys have used the power of networking. And if I explain very simply what the network effect is, if you can imagine that when the first person had a phone, that there was no value in a phone because there was nobody to call. You need at least one other person for a telephone to be of any value. So when the second person joined the network, then there became some value to both the people who had a phone, but it still wasn't a lot of value because you could only call one person. But what happens when a third, a fourth, a fifth, 100,000, and today billions of people have phones? So the value of a phone is incredible. Not only is the value of a phone incredible, the phone then morphed into what we have today as the internet. So we know the value of the internet. If you could put a price on the internet, it would be the most expensive thing on the planet available today. And yet here we get it at a price which is free. Other than hooking up to it, it's basically free. So how can such a valuable tool become free or cheap, if you like? The reason is because of the network effect. The more people who come in, the more people add value, and the more value there is over the whole network, then it's less for everybody. So this is what I want to lead you into, is how the G4 Guitar Network works. When one guitar teacher operates independently, they have to do everything. They have to run their whole business from the marketing to the branding to the developing of their systems for teaching, to everything to do with their business they need to build from the ground up. With G4 Guitar, what happens is that you tap into an established network. We've already got 50 plus teachers around the world. They all pay a membership fee, and we use a large portion of that money to continually develop what we're doing. So for each member who joins, the value gets better and better and better. The value today of a member who joins is a lot better than it was for the members who joined early on. The earlier members didn't have near as many resources as we have now, and they also didn't have access to the other teachers and the data, because if you think about things like Facebook and Google, Amazon, etc., what these guys work on is data, and they'll actually buy companies like, say, Instagram. Facebook bought Instagram, and the reason that they bought Instagram was not because it was this amazing tool or amazing app that they wanted to add to their list of products. It was for the people, the followers, and the data they had on those people. And in today's world, the networks are what are winning out. So this is why a small operation that has a big network can do really well. So in other words, the more people that are in your network, then the more you're able to leverage that to your advantage. So if we go back to the typical guitar teacher who is basically operating on their own, they have very little data. They might have 50 students, 100 students if they're going well, maybe even more in some cases. You might have a music school that's got 1,000 students, but still they don't have near as much information as we do. So for example, in our marketing efforts, if you spend some money on marketing, you invest $10,000 a year into marketing, then you're going to get, it's not just the students and the inquiries you get from that marketing, it's the data, the information. It's, okay, I spent $10,000, what did I get for that? Which marketing channels worked? Which ones didn't work? Where should I spend my money in the future? So knowing this, having this information on hand based on $10,000 of investment that you made, then that gives you some clues to improve your marketing for the following year. But imagine if you could have $1 million worth of marketing, and that's what G4 is. G4, because we have teachers all around the world who are all doing different types of marketing, they're getting data, they're getting feedback, then we're able to collate that data and look at what's working and what's working best. So then we can come back to the teachers in the group and say, hey guys, this is what we have found based on our data is working the best. Now, this doesn't just apply to marketing, of course, it applies to everything. We can look at the students. What are the students responding to? What do they like learning? What don't they like learning? What do you need to do to keep a student? What are the things that cause students to drop out? So as we gather more and more information, more and more data, our teachers are getting better and better, and we as an operation are getting that advantage and that leverage. So right now, like I said, we have 50 plus teachers. Our goal is to have over 1,000 teachers, 1,000 franchises operating worldwide. So for you as a guitar teacher coming in on a network like G4, you pay a fraction of the price that you would to gather that same information and to have that same kind of leverage and advantage. Now, this is just the data, this is just the information. If we move over to the actual work involved in collecting the data. So, for example, as a G4 franchise, just to put this into perspective, it costs about $60 a week. If you were to pay someone to work for you for $60 a week, what would you expect to get in value? What would you be hoping to get? So you're going to get about 3 hours of their time. And we're not talking about a highly experienced professional here. We're just talking about an average casual type worker. It's going to cost you $20 an hour. So for 3 hours, what are you going to get out of someone who doesn't have a lot of experience, is not highly qualified in any way? They're just an assistant to you. What can you expect? And the answer is not a lot. For the 3 hours that you'll get from that person working for you, you're probably not going to get a lot of value out of that. So if you compare that to G4, where what we do is we everything from the lesson planning to the marketing to the idea generation to data collecting, to creating, all sorts of things that you need to improve your business, leveraging things like our blog, to getting support when you have questions, when you're having challenges, understanding why students are dropping out, having the access to the teacher training. I can go on and on and on, but I just want to give you an idea of the power of being part of a network and why joining a network like G4 Guitar or joining us at this point is going to boost your business dramatically. It's going to help you to grow your student numbers fast, and you're going to be part of an exciting movement that's worldwide, where you're going to be able to tap into what other guitar teachers are doing around the world to see what they're doing and what's working for them and what's not working for them. As a member of G4, you're paying a $60 a week amount, and you're getting all this information and you're getting access to a network of people who can help you to keep growing your business and keep improving what you do. So the question is, do you want to be an independent guitar teacher, as many do? And if we look at the motivation behind why a lot of guys want to be independent, it's because they want to have kind of that autonomy. Autonomy has been found to be a very important factor in people when they're working, and it's one of the reasons that guitar teachers leave their jobs and become guitar teachers, that they don't work in a 9-to-5 job, is because they want to have that autonomy. They want to run their own show. They want to have their name on the front door. They want to have their own brand and so forth. And even though that's a nice idea and a nice concept, and I understand the motivation behind that, because I did that. That's where I started, my own brand. But the underlying thing that I wanted, what was most important to me, was that I wanted to be able to play guitar. The only reason I left my job I was actually quite young when I left my job. I was in my early 20s. The reason I left my job was because I wanted to play guitar. I didn't want to work in a 9-to-5 job with a shirt and a tie and that whole scenario of having to work for the man, so to speak. What I wanted was to be able to spend my days and my time playing guitar and being creative. And from a perspective of teaching guitar, you also have to think about whether or not it's giving you what you want in terms of the freedom. If you're finding that you're working a lot to get your business to work, then you need to consider whether or not that independent path is the best way to go. So if we look at it from many artists join record companies because they know the record company can leverage them. The record company has a lot of power, they have a lot of influence, they have a lot of contacts. So most of the successful artists that you see have become successful because they've leveraged and networked with other people. And that's what it comes down to, is networking with professionals. So with G4, what you would be doing effectively is saying, okay, I'm still going to retain my autonomy. I'm still going to operate as an independent guitar teacher. This is still my school, and that's, we don't take that away from you. That's who you are, and that's what you do. But by joining G4, you can get all the advantages of being part of a network of teachers, where you will then be able to grow and offload a lot of those things that you're probably not very good at or don't want to do. You'll have the support of a network like G4. So, as I said, this is just an off-the-script ramble, just giving you some of the ideas and the excitement behind what's happening here at G4. We know that we're going to end up with over 1,000 franchisees around the world. We're very confident about that. We can see it growing. We've already, like I said, surpassed the 50 mark, and it continues to grow every week. New members are coming on all the time, and this is an opportunity for you, because remember, we only take one franchisee in an area. So if someone takes your area, then that means that it's not available to you. And that's already happening, where we're getting guitar teachers who say, oh, I really want to be G4. Can I be in this area? And I would say, unfortunately, no. There's certain cities where we started out and we grew, such as Sydney in Australia, where it's very difficult to get a location now. So think carefully about what you want to do. And if you feel like G4 is something that can help you, give it a try. It's not something, we don't have any contracts, so if you join and want to pull out after a month or 2 months, then go for it. There are no contracts. What we want is for you to succeed, and that's what we're all about, is about helping you to grow, to become a successful guitar teacher, and to have a successful business that then frees you up to do the things that you really want to do in life. So thank you, and if you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to fill in our forms, to email me directly, or just go ahead and join the program. We have a money back guarantee, so if you find that it's not for you, then nothing lost. So if you have, like I said, if you have any queries or questions, or you're skeptical in any way, please contact me and I will be happy to talk to you. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.